1023 BXR, Big Head Todd and the Monsters, our featured artist of the day today, and that is Circle. We'll listen to tracks from Big Head Todd at the top of every hour. All right, it's just after 8 o'clock Friday morning, and our new feature, just a couple of weeks old, is Friday Foodies. And I got to tell you, I feel like this week I've hit a grand slam. I'm so excited that we have Mike Hagan from Booches here in studio. Morning, Mike.
How you doing, Mo?
Man, I am doing well. I got to be honest with you. To me, Booches is legend. It's absolutely Columbia. I don't even know what else I can say about it. I've been going there since college, and it is one of my favorite places in town, really. And when I asked you to be on Friday Foodies, I was absolutely thrilled that you agreed. So thank you for coming in.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite for sure, and also for Josh and Jeff. They both wanted to be here. I think you stopped down at the bar yesterday, actually.
I did.
But they're busy getting Friday Foodies ready, actually, for everyone out there. Jeff's working on the soup, and Josh is getting things together. So, yeah.
Well, I know that the Friday soup is always something that people are interested in. Why don't you tell everybody, because I saw you posted it up on Facebook today.
Pork and black-eyed pea this afternoon.
All right.
Or this morning, I guess, 11 o'clock if you get there early. So,
yeah, so like that.
Anyway, yeah, so Fridays at Booches, a lot of fun. And, again, thanks, Mo, for the invite. It's great to be down here.
You know, I got a chance to talk to Josh and to Jeff, too, and to congratulate them. But congratulations to you as well. You are the new stewards, owners of Booches. And it couldn't be a better group of guys, I'll tell you. I feel like, it's one of those locations, too. Columbia has lost some classic vintage locations. I'm thinking the Shack. I'm thinking Whiz Records and stuff like that. Things that were around.
Street side, speaking of Kevin.
Street side, exactly. And places like that. It's great that we can keep them around and because
Well, you mentioned the word steward, and I think that's the best description. I mean, Josh and Jeff and I have talked about it a lot about how. This is the 140th year anniversary of Booches, as a matter of fact.
Is that right?
1884 was when it was founded. Of course, it's been in a couple different locations over the years, but at 9th Street there, at 110 South 9th Street, we've been there now, for 98 years. So it is an institution sort of thing, and we're just the latest stewards of the place, and we're just going to do our best to keep a good thing going, and we appreciate everyone that's been a part of it for all these years.
If you've never been to Booches, it is a bar. It's a pool hall. We got billiards in there as well. Great food. But it ain't fancy, It's just good. That's why. How would you describe the food at Booches?
Well, it's simple, but it's very tasty. I don't know what they do behind the grill there. Jeff's got his secrets, but sometimes less is more, and the burgers are fantastic. And I guess we're kind of known for our burgers, but there's a few other things on the menu there that are kind of hidden. They make a great ham and cheese. They make some kind of funky sandwiches. We got the King Tut, the Western. We got all kinds of. They make a great chili cheese dog, for gosh sake.
Oh, okay. Now you brought that up because now Luke is going to be in a minute. Luke Sweezy, our news guy, he'll be joining us here in studio in a minute. But he joined me yesterday for lunch.
Right.
And that's what he ordered. And we're going to talk about that because it's unusual the way you guys do that whole thing. Right. You mentioned that 90-something years in that location. And, on the wall at Booches,
oh my God,
you've got pool cues that are locked up that belong to guys that I'm sure have been dust for 20 years.
Yeah,
I mean, these are some
true.
old pool cues.
The whole place is sort of like a museum. If you take the time and just look around, as you mentioned on the walls, not just the pool cues, but incredible old photos from Columbia's history. A lot of Mizzou stuff, a lot of St. Louis Cardinal stuff, but just a lot of interesting sort of stories that are hidden away on the walls. They're just beautiful, cool stuff.
And don't be afraid to literally just walk around and look at the walls because there you'll see pictures there of old Mizzou groups that were around.
You'll see like the 1908 wrestling team.
Yeah, things like that.
Something like that. I'll tell you real quickly. We've since we've been kind of going through things and trying to just find out what's really behind the walls, and there's an office upstairs and things. And Josh and Jeff and I have been through a lot of stuff, and there's a whole bunch of other wonderful old photos that are framed in glass and everything. There's a bunch of them upstairs that haven't been rotated sort of through the through the wall. So over time, we may put some new stuff down there because I mean, there's more of it. It's amazing.
Well, I was going to ask you that because we're all scared to death of change, but are there going to be some changes at Booches? Any chance you're going to start taking debit cards anytime soon?
Why, unlikely.
Okay.
Unlikely anytime
I would have
soon.
been very surprised if you had said yes.
Our real goal really is to to pretty much keep things the way they are. At least we're certainly going to take some time to get our feet wet and understand what it's like to run that business. It's a successful business that's been around for a long time, but it's the first time that Josh and Jeff have had to own a business like that and run it and have to take care of the staff. And I'm sort of I'm more of a technical guy. Like, I'm helping out on that side, but I'm not particularly involved in the day-to-day operations of the place. So we're learning some things, and we're certainly it's funny because probably the most popular response that we had when people had found out that the bar had changed hands was not, we were thinking, people are going to be like, hey, congratulations, good job, all this stuff. But it was mostly, hey, you guys aren't going to change anything, are you?
Right, yeah, exactly.
And so really that is a message that we want to send, that we're proud of the tradition, and we really just want to do our best to take care of that. So
well, I think Columbia trusts you guys. So hey, we're talking with Mike Hagan. He is one of the new owners, stewards of Booches, along with Josh Fuller, and Jeff. How do you pronounce Jeff's last name?
Bozeller.
Bozeller. This is the first time I'm learning their last names. I've just known them as Josh and Jeff for all these years.
Sure.
But we're going to take a quick break. I got to pay some bills. We'll play some music, and we'll come right back. We're going to talk more with Mike Hagan of Booches. It is Friday Foodies on 102.3 BXR.
102.3.
And come together on this Friday morning.
I love it.
I've got a new one from the Stones on the way. What in the world? New Beatles, new Stones. What year is this? We are in studio right now with Mike Hagan. He is one of the new owners of Booches, along with Josh Fuller and Jeff Bozeller. I've mispronounced that.
Yeah, Bozeller.
Bozeller, okay.
Yeah.
And we're talking food. Luke Sweezy joined us because Luke and I and the Queen went and had lunch yesterday at Booches.
Oh, yeah.
And, I have my order, and
they know it well.
They know it well, man. I walk down, I sit down at the bar, and Josh immediately throws down a Coke, and he knows what I'm going to order, So, but we went in, we got a couple of cheeseburgers. Of course, those come on wax paper. Have they always just come on a piece of paper?
Well, as far as I know,
I've never remembered them to be served any other way.
And you can get a plate there at Booches depending on what you order. If you order the chili dog, it usually come on a plate.
Luke.
Yes.
Luke ordered the chili dog. And we were discussing kind of
I'm an advocate for the Booches chili dog. It is delicious, and I also love when other people order it for the first time because they're so confused at the sight of it when it comes out. Because where else can you get a hot dog that's served sliced up on hamburger bun like that? It's awesome.
And the chili at Booches, of course, is kind of legendary. I had a bowl of the red yesterday, and my wife did as well. But there's something about those cheeseburgers, and they've been written up about too. And if you don't know, Booches cheeseburgers are, they're definitely known nationwide. And you might say even worldwide, because they've been written up in USA Today and all these national publications for having some of the best burgers in town. And I'm not going to get in the argument
the one I was sort of proud of is Portnoy, Dave Portnoy, and the Barstool Sports. They're fans of Booches, and I think ESPN had a write up a few years ago, and they've definitely had some people come through there over the years
have some prominent fans
that enjoy it.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, because if you go along, we were talking a little bit about the walls and how there are pictures on the walls that are all framed up. You'll see framed cartoons written by national cartoonists that feature Booches, that talk about Booches.
Yeah, it's interesting. And speaking of that, I would like to shout out real fast to some of the longer term customers that we have. There's still some great friends and family now at this point, of Booches, and many of them are still outstanding pool players or billiards players. Jerry and Bill and Dave and Tom and Gerald and those guys. I mean, they're still there, often in the evenings. And these are former owners and friends of owners from over the years. Jerry still hangs out there, and he turned it over to Rick and Charlie, back 20-some years ago. And anyway, again, we're just so thrilled to be a part of that and to keep that tradition going. Those guys are awesome. Zenny Reynolds. Do you know Zenny, who hangs out? Anyway, another Columbia icon. I just want to say hi to. He always comes down to the bar and says hi. And Lindsay and just all of our friends. So all of you out there too, come down. It's a family affair down there, and we really want to welcome everyone down there and get to know more of our Columbia family here. So.
Yeah. Now admitting women.
Thank God. What were they thinking?
I don't know. That changed a long time ago.
It was in the 70s. I think. Not as long as you might have thought, though. It's like it seems like it wasn't that long ago. But anyway,
it's kind of interesting too. I love some of the unique features inside Booches. One of them is the payphone. What is up with the payphone?
Well, it's actually it's attached to the wall there. It's in fact, there's a table right next to it, and that's the way we identify that particular table when orders go out. There's an order going out to phone, but it still operates, but it is tied into the main phone line of the business. So you can just pick up that phone and make a call. You know what I mean? You don't have to put a dime in it. Although, if you do, we'll take your dime. And I don't know if we have a key.
Don't tell people it's free
in the thing, but it's probably one of the. Yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't say anything more. It's one of the only ways to make an anonymous phone call in the world now. So
if I'm sitting at the phone table and it rings, should I just pick it? Booches? Should I just answer for you guys?
Domino's Pizza. I don't know, something like that.
Another unique feature of Booches is the restroom in the back, which the toilet.
We mentioned simple before.
Well, the toilet is enclosed.
Oh, yes.
Which is a big plus. But the sink is on the outside, which I think it's a beautiful thing when you think about it, because everybody knows if you washed your hands.
Yes. So public shaming is a plus.
Yes, it's well, they say it's a feature, not a bug, right? So when you come out of the restroom, you're sort of demanded by the public protocol to go wash your hands because everyone can see you. So
innovative.
Good stuff. We're talking with Mike Hagan. He is one of the new owners of Booches, and thanks for coming in this morning, Mike.
Hey, I want to say something really quickly about Big Head Todd and the Monsters. They're friends of mine from back in the day when I lived in Denver. I was sort of in the music business in a weird way back in the late 80s, and so I got to know those guys real well, and I'm still... Brian Nevin, the drummer, is probably my closest buddy. But anyway, yes.
They've been here in studio, I think, twice. We've had them come in and play before their shows at the Blue Note, and they're always just so gracious.
They're amazing.
And nice. And so, enjoy the Feature Artist Friday.
Love it.
Tracks at the top of every hour. Mike Hagan of Booches, Friday Foodies, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having the invite. I appreciate it.
Not on Sunday.
I've been doing radio for 30 years now, BXR, basically. I've been listening to you for basically the whole time I've lived here in the Columbia area, and you do a great morning show, and I love it. And you're still doing music, and you got my buddy Kevin Walsh on the air every Friday. So it's awesome. Yeah.
Well, thanks for saying so, Mike. We'll see you down at Booches. All right, we're going to take another break. We got to pay some bills, as I promised. That new one from the Stones. Next.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates